focus on the right thing. So there's the analogy of who is it that wrote the book on time management that Vicky loves with the planner? Franklin
Covey. Yep.
Franklin Covey. So I've never been good at the Franklin Covey thing or the planner, but one of our coaches who I love to death and is the greatest, Victor, she's so good at that, like super organized with it. But the thing in the Franklin Covey training that did resonate with me and stick with me is they gave an analogy of getting the big things done and having priorities. So the idea is if you prioritize and have intention, and this goes back to the first one, is if you don't have an intention, you're going to really struggle with your time management because you don't have a purpose or a cause. But if you have a goal and an intention, and then you break that intention up into, hey, this week I want to accomplish this. So this week I'm going to redo the menus. And then next week I'm going to work with the advisors and I'm going to spend 2 hours a day out in the drive working with the advisors. This week I'm going to re-rack cars in the shop and I'm going to spend time with technicians or whatever it is. But if you have an intention and you break it up, the Covey analogy goes like this, is like if you have a bucket that's like half sand, right? And you have a pile of rocks and you need to get both in the bucket. If you pour the sand in the bucket and then try to put the rocks in, they won't fit because the bucket's half full of sand. But if you have an empty bucket and you put the big rocks in and then pour the sand over the rocks, everything fits. And so if you are clear about what your big items are that you need to accomplish every day, and you write them down or review some sort of list every day, then you'll get those big items done because they're a priority. So the priority and your intentions will drive your behavior.
Right, and then what we see a lot of times with procrastinators is they might get to a point where they do lists, but they get really good at doing the little stuff and leave the big stuff at the end, right? Yeah,
busy. You could get busy checking email, right? Like typical parts manager.
Yep.
Right? You could get busy calling back customers for advisors that don't actually do their job or whatever, But the secret is to hold people accountable more than anything else.
My favorite is when you hear the phone ring on a service drive and you look down and your advisors are putting key rings on their tags. You ever see that happen?
Yeah.
They can't answer the phone because they're doing that.
Makes me want to throw stuff.
Yeah, I understand.
Isn't it in some states it's legal to shoot an advisor for that, right?
Yeah, I think Alabama and Minnesota.
HR laws are tricky from state to state. Texas, for sure.
Texas, yeah.
Right? That's a joke, everybody, by the way. Okay, so that's the first one. And then, so eliminating GOTA minutes is probably the next one. So how would you eliminate GOTA minutes?
Live and die by my calendar. Like if someone wants to talk to me, they have to have access through that.
Yeah, and so in my situation, I have somebody else manage my calendar, which works really well. Because it also forces me to stick to the calendar too. Yeah,
so sometimes we're our own worst enemies on our scheduling, right?
Sure.
Because it's really, especially Chris and I both, we're really, really good at saying, yes, I'll help. And then before you know it, your calendar is triple booked. So having someone else, especially for you managing your calendar, makes a lot of sense. But live and die by it. Don't deviate from it. The second you deviate, you're opening up GOTA minutes.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of Service Driving Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.